Yeah, we just wanted to give you a real, like you're here kind of atmosphere in Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear it.
So the intro's in C.
So you put the music together for that too?
Yes.
Yeah. And decided to pull the whole 4-key thing.
Yeah. We
We
started off in C, went to the D, went to G, back to C,
Okay, so yeah.
and then back to D.
Yeah.
So I just kind of went around the island a little bit.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
that John Lennon did that same type of thing in his Christmas song, "On Happy Christmas, the War is Over."
Yeah.
So this is Christmas.
Yeah. Right.
It really never changes keys that cleanly as that, but it keeps going up a fourth until it gets back to its original spot. And then Yoko comes in and sings one because she can sing higher than he can. Anyway, but it adds a lot of great interest to a song too.
It's funny you say that because I actually had to learn that song this past Christmas.
Oh yeah.
For Japan. It's huge in Japan, that song.
Really?
That's all you hear in Japan during Christmas time.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very well. John Lennon is probably popular in Japan because of his wife. But But yeah.
Wow. So you sang all the way through that one by yourself too? the Happy Christmas one?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Well, obviously you have the range to do that because you just did the same thing in that song, And although, so you started in D, right? The first verse was in D.
Yes.
And in G you went down and sang lower into G.
Yes.
And then up into C and then back up into D again. Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've been trying to incorporate different voices throughout some of the stuff that I do, and it just it keeps it exciting for me. Not as repetitive, because it would have. It's arranged pretty simply as far as the melody. So if I was to do that in D all the way through, it would have been okay. One more time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, add a little bit, not too much, but get a little twist to it.
So it's also putting your vocal talents to good use. Anyway, so I mean it's a great tool or direction for that song.
Like I said, I've been trying to incorporate the different voices and I guess you could say talents as far as going into falsetto, coming back out, and so forth. And so that song, I tried to do that, and it was actually that going to G was my friend's idea.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to go between just D and C. Just go back and forth with that. But it's like maybe you should really just go into just a regular tenor.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Down to that.
So that was fun.
So do you do vocal exercises, or what do you do to warm up for something, or
warming up.
If we had done this at 10 o'clock in the morning, what would you have done before you came over?
I would make sure I'm up at least 3 hours before.
Yeah.
I generally don't do warm-up exercises, but what I do tell myself if I'm preparing for evening time performance, I make sure I do a lot of talking throughout the day.
Okay, just keep things.
Generally, don't be silent all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I love to try and talk a lot.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a subtle warm-up.
It probably comes really naturally to you anyway.
So I think to me the warm up for me it harms my not in a serious way, but the way I want to be performing. I feel like if I warm up too early, I lose that control that I love so much.
Yeah.
Being able to control your own voice,
So when you choose then a set of songs, or let's say you have to do 2 45-minute performances in an evening, which probably happens sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you choose songs to do, or
my routine for that?
Yeah.
Generally, what I'll do is I'll on my iPad I have an app called Unroll Book, and I have a library of song sheets in there. Just for general reference, and because those 2 45-minute sets can be very long.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
And there's some songs that I just can't remember, So so what I'll do is I'll generate a generic song list, and but what I like to do is, of course, play a song or two in the beginning, kind of generally fill up the crowd. See what
see if they're dying for that reggae stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. What they like, what's their niche, and sometimes you gotta dig deep and do some oldies or but I try to mix it up anyway. I like to do country music. I like to do Hawaiian, traditional Hawaiian. Yeah, some softcore reggae stuff. Nothing.
Well, even on these albums, you have quite a variety of tunes. You know,
Yeah.
some of the ones you mentioned there. To one would be you know, the church choir kind of sound,
Right.
and stuff. You know, which you don't take out on tour very often, I'm sure.
No, you know, I generally I like to I put stuff on there that put my childhood on display. You know, like I was telling you earlier, the Carpenter song was just a tune that I fell in love with because my mom used to play a lot of Carpenters in the house, and that sha-la-la part just stuck with me. And
as a child, that can really get you know, in your head, because it just, the words are nonsensical,
Right.
you know, but they're catchy.
yeah, it's this little.
And you're not even quite sure what she was singing
Right.
right there, but it's infectious. It gets in you.
Right.
Yeah.
And as far as the the hymns go, the church songs, I was brought up Christian, and I still am Christian. And my grandma used to encourage us to go to church and stuff like that. So those two songs, my first album I did, Kia Kua Manae, which is translated from the hymn How Great Thou Art.
Oh yeah. Oh, because that's what they're singing in the background.
Right.
I mean,
right. The kids came in and did that part. And then on my second album, I did a hymn called Kanaka Vai Vai, which is a Hawaiian hymn. And another one of my grandma's favorite songs. And that song actually I recorded at the very last minute because she passed away in July of last year. And so I wanted to, do a little tribute to her.
Yeah.
And she's the one that actually introduced me to Hawaiian music. She used to play it a lot in her house.
Yeah.
And How Great the Art was one of her other favorite songs. And I actually sang that song for my papa's funeral about 5-6 years ago. And so that's the reason why I did that song on my first album.
Yeah.
So yeah, both of the church songs, my grandma's favorites. Hymns, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's the stuff that I grew up, listening to or enjoyed, singing. So all those songs are a part of me, part of my life.
Yeah.
So.
And obviously the one Love Me is about, the grandparents as youngsters kind of.
I learned that song in high school.
Oh yeah.
Because high school, actually, when I was in high school, my brother was already in college up in Washington State. So he used to send me a lot of country music. And so I fell in love with country music, and I just love those songs with the stories. And, that was one of the songs.
Yeah.
And so I learned it back then, and of course the guitar licks is catchy in there, and the storyline,
Yeah, great story.
the message. Well, more back then it was more of it's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
But now performing it, I look at it as a message. And generally what that song tells me is, it talks to me. It says a commitment. It speaks of commitment.
Yeah.
And it's saying that if I'm gonna love you, or love me,
Right.
no matter if you're here or not.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of the message I send out when I sing that song is, the song speaks of commitment. So, and nowadays it's so hard to commit to anything,
Yeah.
relationships, anything you do.
Getting up in the morning sometimes.
Exactly. So, and that's the message I got from that song.
Mm-hmm.